is who tells your story.
Okay, let's unpack this. You're staring at the UC application, right? And those 8 personal insight questions. It can feel, I don't know, pretty overwhelming, like a huge puzzle.
Totally. Yeah, a lot of students feel that way.
Well, that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. Our goal today is really to sort of break down these prompts, give you some clarity, some real tools to write essays that actually stand out.
Absolutely. And it's not just about understanding the questions. It's about giving you, actionable advice so you feel confident telling your story. We've looked at articles, the official UC info, kind of the whole package.
Yeah, pulled together the best stuff. So by the time we wrap up, you should really get what each prompt is aiming for. You'll have practical tips, story ideas, and maybe, most importantly, know the common traps to avoid. Make those 350 words really work for you.
Right. Every word counts.
Okay, so before we jump into each specific question, let's cover some ground rules, some basics that apply across the board. First big one. All 8 questions are equal. No secret advantage to picking certain ones.
That's such a critical point. Don't waste energy trying to game the system or guess what they want to hear.
Yeah, just focus on what fits you.
Exactly. Focus on the prompts where you have genuine stories, experiences that let you be authentic, which actually leads right into the next point. Be yourself. Use your own voice.
It sounds simple, but it's huge. These are personal insight questions after all.
They want to hear you. Think about, times you were really engaged, telling a story to a friend maybe. Try to capture that.
Right, and part of that is using I statements. It sounds obvious, but really lean into it. It's your insight, your growth, your experience.
Absolutely. It has to be about you. That's how your personality, your background, everything comes through.
And why is that direct I voice so important here?
Well, it just makes it real. It shows your thinking, your perspective directly. That's what admissions readers are looking for, a window into who you are, not some, generic essay.
Makes perfect sense. Now, about that word limit, 350 words per question. That's tight.
It really is. Which means you have to be efficient. Forget long intros or wrapped-up conclusions for each one.
Just dive right in.
Pretty much. Get straight to the story, the example, the main point. Every word needs to earn its place.
Okay. And tied to that is the whole show, don't tell idea, right?
Yes. So important. Don't just say you're dedicated. Show it. Use specific, concrete examples. Paint a picture.
So instead of, I was a dedicated club treasurer, maybe describe that time you found a mistake in the budget and how you fixed it.
Exactly. Can the reader actually picture you doing the thing you're describing? That's the goal. It makes it so much more impactful than just listing qualities.
Okay. Now let's talk about some topics that maybe students should approach carefully, the common ones.
All right. We see a lot of essays about, the big game-winning shot or maybe mission trips that sometimes come across as highlighting privilege more than anything else.
Or the I used to be shy, but now I'm not story. Or breakups.
Yeah, those too. And it's not that these are forbidden topics, but they are very frequently used. So unless you have a really unique perspective, a genuinely fresh angle.
You might be missing a chance to share something more distinctive about yourself.
Exactly. So for that shy person finds their voice story, if someone did want to write about that, what would make it strong, not cliche?
Good question. I think it needs to show real, tangible actions. Not just feeling different inside, but how did that new voice actually do something? Did it lead to starting something new? Did it change how you interacted in a group in a specific way?
Show the impact of that change. Concrete examples are key.
What about things like not making the team or struggling with a hard class or a bad grade?
Also tricky. Overcoming challenges is good, but you need to be sure the story shows significant growth that isn't, already obvious from your transcript. Does it reveal something truly new about your resilience or how you solve problems?
Right. You've only got 4 shots, basically. 4 essays. Make them count by showing different sides of yourself.
Prioritize the stories that offer that unique window. And always keep that 350-word limit in the back of your mind.
And timeline reminder. UC app opens August 1st, due November 30th. Definitely start thinking, maybe even drafting, over the summer. Don't wait till the last minute.
Please don't wait. Okay, so we've got the general advice down. How do you actually choose which 4 prompts to tackle?
Right, the selection strategy. First step, pretty simple. Read all 8 prompts carefully.
And as you read, jot down ideas, right? Anything that pops into your head for each one.
Yeah, don't censor yourself yet. Just brainstorm. What experiences, stories, moments connect to each prompt? Get it all down.
Then, once you have that brain dump, start looking for the sparks. Which prompts generated the strongest ideas, the most meaningful stories for you?
Where do you feel like you have the most to say, basically? Those are probably your best bets.
And think about balance. You want to show different sides of yourself, right? Maybe one essay shows your academic side, another your community involvement, maybe a challenge, maybe a talent.
A well-rounded picture, that's the goal.
And definitely try to avoid picking two prompts where you'd end up writing about the same basic thing, like the same club activity or the same personal quality.
Good point. Maximize the info you're sharing across those 4 essays.
Your activities list is a great place to start brainstorming too.
Yeah.
Look at what you spent your time on, what challenges came up, did you lead anything, what skills did you learn?
Connect those activities back to the prompts.
Yeah, maybe even make a little chart or a mind map. List your experiences, link them to the prompts they fit. Visually seeing it can really help clarify which 4 are the strongest for you.
Totally. Taking that little bit of extra time to choose strategically can make a huge difference in presenting your most authentic, compelling self.
Okay, ready to dive into the individual prompts. We'll go through all 8. We'll read the prompt, talk about the goal, give some tips, story ideas, and pitfalls.
Let's do it. Prompt number 1. Okay, reading it. Describe an example of your leadership experience in which you have positively influenced others, helped resolve disputes, or contributed to group efforts over time. And they add some things to consider.
Right, like leading a team, how it changed your perspective, resolving disputes, and remembering leadership isn't just formal roles, helping family counts too.
So what are the UCs really looking for with this one? Leadership potential.
Pretty much. They want to see initiative, collaboration, positive impact. How do you work with others when you're in charge, formally or informally?
And that informally part is key, isn't it? It doesn't have to be president of the club.
Absolutely not. It could be stepping up in a group project, mentoring someone, taking charge when your family needed help. The title doesn't matter as much as the action and the influence.
So a good tip is reflect on what you learned about leading, not just what you did.
Yes, definitely. How did it shape your understanding of leadership? What did you learn about yourself? About motivating others? What about those less obvious examples, like mediating a fight between friends?
Or, yeah, organizing something for your friend group, or taking responsibility for a task at a part-time job nobody else wanted. Stuff like that shows initiative.
Exactly. Those everyday moments can be really revealing.
So good story examples could be leading a fundraiser, sorting out a conflict in a club, organizing something in the community, maybe those family responsibilities.
Right. And the pitfall. Focusing too much on the title instead of the actions. Don't just say, I was captain. Tell us what you did as captain in a specific situation. Show the leadership.
Got it. Okay, prompt number 2. Every person has a creative side, and it can be expressed in many ways. Problem solving, original and innovative thinking, and autistically, to name a few. Describe how you express your creative side. And again, things to consider.
Like what creativity means to you. Any creative skills. Using creativity to solve a problem. What was the solution, the steps? How does it influence you? Does it relate to your major?
So the goal here is understanding how you think outside the box, not just if you can paint.
Definitely not just art. It's about ingenuity, originality, problem solving. How do you bring new ideas or approaches to things? That's the core of it. STEM students can absolutely nail this prompt.
So how should students tackle this? Maybe start by defining creativity for themselves.
That's a great start. What does it mean in your life? Is it coding, science experiments, planning events, finding unique solutions to everyday stuff, and then use descriptive language. Show your process.
Walk them through how you thought about it.
Exactly. What were the steps? What was the thinking behind it?
Okay, story ideas. Solving a tricky problem in a weird way. Coming up with something totally new. Expressing yourself through writing, music, design. Finding a better way to study.
Yeah, all those work. Even a unique approach you took in a group project.
Yeah.
A pitfall is being too narrow, thinking it has to be traditional art, or being too vague. I'm creative doesn't cut it. Show how.
Makes sense. All right, prompt number 3. What would you say is your greatest talent or skill? How have you developed and demonstrated that talent over time? Things to consider.
You don't need awards. Why is it meaningful? Did it come naturally, or did you work hard? Does it create opportunities?
So what are they digging for here? What you're good at and how dedicated you are?
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
What do you excel at? How committed are you to developing it? And how does it actually play out in your life? Remember, your transcript shows grades, maybe hinting at hard work.
Right. This is a chance to show dedication in a different way, through a specific skill.
Exactly. Pick something genuinely meaningful, then show the journey. How did you practice? How did you improve? Give concrete examples of you using that skill. Can they visualize it?
So if your skill's communication, maybe describe a specific time you had to persuade someone or explain something complex.
Perfect. Show it in action.
Story ideas could be mastering an instrument, getting really good at coding, developing amazing organizational skills, or yeah, maybe a sport, if you focus right.
Right. If it's a sport, don't just talk about teamwork. Focus on a specific skill learned through the sport, like maybe flexibility from volleyball and how you apply that flexibility in other situations, or strategic thinking from chess.
And the pitfall is being too general, just saying, my talent is playing piano without the development story.
Exactly. Or picking something abstract like being hardworking, which should already be evident. Show, don't just tell the talent.
Okay, moving on. Prompt number 4. Describe how you have taken advantage of a significant educational opportunity or worked to overcome an educational barrier you have faced. Things to consider.
Opportunity could be honors programs, academies, advanced courses, anything that added value. Barrier could be anything you had to overcome related to education. What did you gain? How did you overcome it? What steps did you take? How did it affect you?
What's the underlying question here? How you engage with your education proactively.
Yeah, are you seeking out chances to learn more? Or, if you faced hurdles, how resilient are you? Did you find ways to succeed anyway?
Okay, so how should students frame these if it's an opportunity?
Focus on what you actively did in that program, what you gained specific skills, knowledge, and how it prepared you for college. Don't just name the program.
And if it's a barrier,
Clearly state the barrier, but then quickly pivot to your actions. What steps did you take? Who did you ask for help? What resources did you find? What did you learn about yourself? Emphasize your resourcefulness.
should they dwell on the negative stuff if it's a barrier?
Briefly explain it, but the focus has to be on how you responded and grew. Sometimes a really significant barrier that maybe impacted grades might also be mentioned briefly in the additional comment section, but if you use this essay, the focus is growth.
Highlight your agency.
Exactly. What kind of stories work? For opportunities, maybe a special summer program, research, a unique academy. For barriers, maybe learning differences, lack of resources at school, personal situations that made school tough.
And the pitfalls. For opportunities, just naming it without saying what you did. For barriers, focusing too much on the problem, not enough on your solution and learning.
Right. Show your active role.
Okay, halfway mark. Prompt number 5. Describe your most significant challenge you have faced and the steps you have taken to overcome this challenge. How has this challenge affected your academic achievements? What are they hoping to learn with this one? Seems similar to the barrier one.
It is similar, but often broader than just educational barriers. This is about resilience, problem solving, and growth in the face of any significant difficulty. How do you handle tough times? What do you learn?
Got it. So, the approach.
Describe the challenge clearly, explain its impact briefly, but spend most of the essay on the steps you took, your actions, your strategies, your mindset, and definitely emphasize what you learned and how you grew.
Does it matter if the challenge was like years ago versus recently?
Good question. If it's from childhood, you need to show how it still affects you or shaped who you are today. Make it relevant. If it's recent, focus on the growth since the event and how it connects to your current self. Again, don't just dwell on the bad stuff.
Focus on your response and the positive outcome or learning.
Precisely. What kind of stories? Often personal hardships, family issues, unexpected setbacks, taking on major responsibilities. Thinking about structure, maybe like 1/3 challenge, 1/3 what you did, 1/3 what you learned.
But that sounds like a good balance. Pitfalls.
Focusing way too much on the challenge itself and not enough on your actions and insights. Or sometimes oversharing sensitive details without connecting it clearly back to growth and readiness for college.
Keep the focus on resilience and learning. Okay, prompt number 6. Describe your favorite academic subject and explain how it has influenced you. Things to consider.
Why you like it, how you got interested, how you pursued it further, coursework, projects outside learning, how it changed your perspective, connection to major career, higher level coursework, plans to study it at UC, and transfer students must talk about major prep here.
So this is about intellectual curiosity. What gets you excited academically?
Exactly. They want to see your passion for learning, what genuinely interests you, and how deep that interest goes. Start by clearly naming the subject.
And then go beyond just saying you like it.
Absolutely. Explain why. What specifically fascinates you? How did you explore it beyond just doing the homework? Did you read extra books, watch documentaries, do a related project, mention specific examples?
How do you make "I like history" sound engaging?
Talk about how it changed your thinking. Did learning about a certain period make you see current events differently? Did a historical figure inspire you? Connect it to your own insights. And definitely mention advanced courses like AP or IB if you took them.
And connect to major or career if that applies.
Yes. And especially for transfers, show how your interest has led to specific preparation for your intended major.
Story ideas. Could be about loving math proofs, getting lost in historical research, conducting science experiments outside of class, analyzing literature deeply.
Anything that shows genuine active engagement with an academic subject. The pitfall. Just saying, I like chemistry because it's interesting, without the why and the how. Or just summarizing class lectures instead of showing your personal connection.
Show your curiosity in action. Okay, nearly there. Prompt number 7. What have you done to make your school or your community a better place? Things to consider.
Community can be defined broadly. School, town, home, group, team. Talk about your role. Was there a problem you saw? Why did you act? What did you learn? How did others benefit? Did you work alone or with others?
What's the main thing UCs want to see here? Your sense of responsibility. Contribution.
Exactly. Your commitment beyond yourself. Your ability and willingness to make a positive impact. First step, define what community means in your story.
And then focus on your actions.
Your specific actions and your specific role. What problem did you notice? What motivated you? And crucially, what did you actually do? Be concrete. What were the results? What did you learn?
What if it was a group effort?
That's fine, but make sure your contribution is clear. What was your part?
Yeah.
Use active verbs. I organized, I recruited, I tutored. Show the benefit to others. Even small, consistent actions count.
So stories could be volunteering, starting a club, organizing an event, tutoring, maybe even helping consistently within your family if you frame it as community contribution.
Yes. The pitfall is being vague. I helped my community isn't enough. How? Who benefited? What did you learn? Show the specifics of your involvement and the impact.
Got it. Last one, prompt number 8. Beyond what has already been shared in your application, what do you believe makes you a strong candidate for admissions to the University of California? Things to consider.
Anything important you haven't shared elsewhere. A skill, talent, challenge, opportunity that helps them know you better.
This feels like the anything else question, a chance to be unique.
It really is. It's your wild card slot. What's something significant that doesn't quite fit the other prompts but is important to who you are? Think unique skills, perspectives, experiences, maybe a passion that hasn't come up yet.
So what should students think about sharing here?
The key is that it has to add new information, something that gives another dimension to your application. Maybe it's a deep dive into a unique cultural background, a hobby that taught you something profound, or an experience that really shaped your outlook.
What should they avoid?
Definitely avoid just repeating something you've already mentioned. Bring something fresh. And while you could talk about a challenge, usually this prompt works better to highlight a strength, a passion, or a unique perspective that makes you stand out positively. Okay, so we've hit all 8 prompts. Now, just a few quick general thoughts on the writing itself, structure, and style.
Yeah, good idea. You mentioned active verbs before, really important for showing what you did.
Totally. Use strong verbs. And
Good.
always explain the significance, the so what factor. Why did this experience matter to you? What did you take away from it? Show your values through your stories.
And explicitly state the insights, right? The lessons learned, skills gained, how you might use them later.
Yes, don't make the reader guess. Spell out the reflection.
And always come back to growth and impact. What changed for you, or what impact did you have on others?
Which again circles back to authenticity and reflection. We've said it a lot, but it's crucial. Write in your voice.
Let your personality come through. Don't try to sound like someone you're not.
And take time to reflect after you write. Read your drafts. What picture emerges? Do these stories represent the core of who you are and what you value?
Because these essays, the PIQs, they're such a big part of how the UCs get to know you beyond the numbers. It's that comprehensive review piece.
Exactly. Your responses help paint that fuller picture, showing qualities like leadership, initiative, resilience, curiosity, all the things they look for.
Okay, so wrapping up, key things to remember. Understand the prompts, brainstorm well, pick the best 4 for you, be authentic, reflect deeply, show your growth and impact, and avoid those common mistakes.
And really take that time for self-reflection before and during writing. What are your core values? What experiences truly define you? How do they connect to these questions?
We really hope this breakdown helps you feel more confident tackling these essays. You absolutely have compelling stories to tell. Trust your experiences and your voice.
Yeah, you've got this. Embrace the chance to share who you are. What you bring is unique and valuable. Let that come through in your writing.